Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and we have returned back to our wonderful adventures of Novena Diabolos. First for Witch, then the Vampire, and now we're going to see how the Fog Spirits playthrough goes out. The forest is our first destination this time. This is the murder site that happened in my demo playthrough of the game. Taking a look around the village, I end up in the middle of the forest. I'm standing amidst the trees surrounded by dense fog. I swear, if we get Rin again as the human, this is going to be so annoying. Also, I'm going to think a third time around it's kind of scripted rather than it just being up to sheer luck. Although I may have to ask the developers that. I stand amidst the trees surrounded by dense fog, shaking my head to regain some focus. Let's see, dry old trees are swaying in the wind, which also sends the fallen leaves around my ankles flying. I look back. Lucky for me, I can see the trail from here. Judging by that, I don't think I'm deep within the forest yet. This is weird. How did I end up here? I scratch my head and I look around. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, here comes the dread. What is this? Something feels off about this place. It's the overall atmosphere. So, in our second playthrough, there was a location which reoccurred, and that was the abandoned building. It feels strangely oppressive. Let's see, what's going on here? Why am I so on edge? It's like my whole body is telling me to get as far away from here as possible. Let's see what we have here still. I ignore my body's warning signs, and as if possessed, I keep walking into the unknown. A highly unpleasant smell lingers in the air. The smell is getting stronger. Is that of stale meat, mixed with traces of the fishy smell of iron? I stop walking. What's this? The smell is coming from right in front of me. In front of me there is. No, please don't tell me. I look around. There's no sign of life apart from myself. I don't know if that's encouraging or scares me even more. I take small steps and move my feet slowly. I cover my mouth with my hand, try my best to deal with that smell. And then, there we go. This is not... Okay, so this is not the demo one. I thought it was further in the forest. I turn my head away. Despite my determination, it's hard for me to look at the horrible scenery of savage right in front of my eyes. Oh no, oh hell no. This is the same site we encountered as our... third case on our first playthrough. Close my eyes and keep them shut tight and slowly open them again, this time better prepared for what awaits me. Yep, we've already been through this. And it also has the same kind of setup, animal sacrifice and all that. I'm not sure if the body looks a little different, but aside from that, everything here is exactly the same as the last time we've been at this particular location for this murder site. It's just in a different order if that's going to be the case. This is their business, I don't need to get involved. Absolutely. Never mind. No need for me to pry and be nosy. Exactly, I bow my head towards the motorhome and pass the counter. Good. Nothing to get involved here. Second murder site, abandoned village, so it's the same one as our first site on our first playthrough and last site on our second playthrough. But it has the doll summoning rather than the animal sacrifice. Interesting. So for the majority of this playthrough, we're going to be focusing on our fox spirit friend, Hana. But the question is Rin going to be the human again? And if that's going to be the case, then it's not just coincidental, it's a pattern. And it could be the case where we need to get the good ending for a particular character first, before being able to get their bad end. Which I'm thinking that could be a case, but again I've been wrong with my assumptions in the past, such as if a particular character is a human, then will it spawn in a particular set of events, and a particular set of locations to find monster information, etc. So I've been wrong there because Rin has been the human in both of our previous playthroughs. Aha, town map. So we've got 2 locations left in the forest to explore, and all the locations left in the abandoned village left to explore, which means our last navigation point is going to be one that we're going to skim over. So, We've got both the construction sites to explore. Just aesthetically, it's nice to go to each and every one of the locations once. I go to the construction site west of the forest. Let's see, there's a bunch of boxes here. A construction site located west of the forest. This village was made only for the devil. It seems like the necessary construction materials were procured from the forest. In other words, the villagers visited this place a lot. They probably left a lot behind. Okay, I should focus on this place today. Indeed. What about this huge pile of boxes first? There are so many boxes, it'll take some time to check all of them. This will take time. I roll up my sleeves and get to investigating work. Damn, the boxes are all empty. I turn around disappointed, as one does, right? But there is a particular nice thing about each time being random, is that you can't really say, well, because we have these locations, it's going to be this person. It doesn't take away that element of surprise, but at the same time, it does take away some predictability. But one thing's for certain at the moment is it just feels like Rin's the only human at the moment. Right. One relatively clean box stands out from all the rest. Let's see. Open the box. Ah, a monster in the world for the undead. Don't know if this will be helpful, but I should take it with me. Absolutely. Let's see. One bag in particular stands out. There's so many bags around. You open the bag and take a look inside, and we have more Satanism stuff. Lovely. Monthly Satanism. I rifle through the pages and find some interesting stuff. This might be able to give me some hints about this town. I stuff a magazine into my bag. I'll read it later. Exactly. The more things we collect, the less likely we'll be able to collect new things, because it's more likely we're going to collect something which we've already collected in the past playthroughs. There are several wooden boxes here. Looking through them one by one, I discover some unintelligible writing in several books. One book in particular stands out. Vampire Hunter's Record 5, which I'm struggling to think. It's not location. It's the... Oh, it's the way of killing. There we go. It's the way of killing. So is it brutalized or pierce? Or is there even a third way? It's a collection of records kept by a genuine vampire hunter. I wonder what sort of info this vampire hunter kept. In any case, it's bound to be a great help to me. I put the book in my bag. It appears to be an important piece of evidence. Yes, please. Right. A rough-looking pouch. After I open the zipper, I find some cosmetics inside. Somehow I think these won't be of much help, especially considering that they're 2 years past their expiry date. I rummage through the pouch some more. What's this? Ah, it's a bishop's textbook. This might contain some valuable information, right? I put the textbook in my bag. Should I keep looking around? Absolutely. There are more things to discover, like this paper lot. Could there be something? Just a lot of paper on the ground. I rummage through the piles of paper without much hope. But we have here what is known as a riddle. 01 with a few others crossed out or boxed out. What does this mean? I looked at it for a moment before finally putting it back down. Okay, I think it might have something to do with a box of sorts. Okay, that's just for reference. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's nothing but dry grass and bare trees. I check the buses just in case, but I can't even find any garbage. There's nothing here. I should look elsewhere. Fine, we'll do that very thing then. I spot a paper carton. Someone left it behind. I open the box to see if there is anything useful inside. Ah, Undead Survey Diary. Lovely. These are the writings of a novelist who conducted research regarding the undead. The villagers appear to have gathered info on the undead with the help of these diaries. I see. This will help me understand the identifying characteristics of the undead. Okay, this is important evidence. I'll put the book in my bag. Well, should I keep looking around? Let's see. It would have to be this box. I spot a wooden box. It's pretty heavy. It seems impossible to force it open. It even has a lock. It's a password lock. But what's the password? I need it to open the lock. 0 is up here. And 1's... Oh, hold on. If 0's up there and 1's up there, then it could be that... There we go! Just like that, 4376. Finally, successfully unlocked. I threw away the lock and opened the box. So you tilt it upside down, and then you just go from the side of 0 first, which is the top... No. You go from 1 to 0. My bad. I can't even explain how I got there, but I got there nonetheless. But this is just holding the paper upside down and then clicking them as I did there. As I try to explain, it's going to be stupid. It's a book about past events. It's titled Fox Spirit Hunting Diaries Volume 4. Lovely. This is the story of a hunter who tried to catch a legendary nine-tailed fox. I would have called him a crazy just a while ago, but now I laugh bitterly and browse through the book. It contains important information about the fox spirit. I can learn about its characteristics. Maybe this book is how the villagers found out about the fox spirit's traits. I put the book in my bag. I'll give it a read later. Alright, should I keep looking around? No, that's it actually. I looked around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. Lovely, that's all for now. Village records updated. I don't think that we can pinpoint anything to a particular monster at this point in time. Discover 3 things. Pierced by the vampire. Yep, that's it. It's just pierced. So, undead ceremony. Anything? Dead animal, okay. And then fox spirit, also ceremony. Doll offering. Okay. We have a doll offering and an animal sacrifice, so it's still up in the air as to who could do it. I'm hoping that this time the undead is one of the murderers, rather than it just being the undead as the human being, and not even undead. Just as that. It took too long. I should go before the villagers find out exactly. Go and see Hana. Religion. This place. It must be where the missing people somehow gather. All these people appear to follow the same strange religion. That means there's got to be at least some form of management for the religion's members and followers around here. Well, management isn't like a hierarchy of sorts. They need to keep track of their members. Even small local churches keep records of all their members, right? You get it. Hana looks surprised at my evaluation of all this. Everything like this has a hierarchy behind it. A new day has dawned. Hana again. Forest. Construction site east. I go to a construction site east of the forest. This appears to have more building-like features. A construction site located east of the forest. This village was only made for the devil, as you said in the previous time. It seems like the necessary construction materials were procured from the forest. Again. In other words, the villagers visited this place a lot. They probably left a lot behind. Okay, I should focus on this place today. Another thing to uncover. I spot a cardboard box. As I open it, it reveals a pile of books. There might be something useful in here. I look through the books and nothing special. God damn it. I was hoping there would be something special in there, but no, one cardboard box in particular stands out. It looks like it was sealed with tape, but the back is open. Was it torn open? I take a peek inside without much hope of finding anything, but we do have ourselves a monthly Maxine magazine. Extremely interesting occult magazine. I don't know if this will help, but I should take it with me. Exactly. Exactly. Books and magazines are scattered across the floor. I'll look through them one by one to see whether there is anything useful. Still again, it's not about monster information, but it is details about the monsters from the villagers. I don't think it would be a big help, but I put it in my bag all the same. Any information is better than no information. Unless, of course, it's information purposely there to lead you away. 2 books stand out. Was someone reading these? I flick through the pages. And then, looks like a regular novel. Huh? Something is wedged between your books. Is it a letter? It is a letter. It looks like a leaflet that was handed out in the village. It might contain some helpful clues about this village. I tuck the flyer into my pocket. Alright, should I keep looking around? Yes, please. That's why we're here after all. To keep looking around. Right. Eye on the barrel. I take another look around. I look inside and all around, but nothing stands out. I take a step back, scratching my head. Okay. The thing on top, a bunch of books catch my eye. So I must have left them behind. I look through the books to check any useful information. No, not Undead, Witch. Tracking the witch. Hell yeah. Absurd to think a witch was supposed to be behind the impeachment of a former president. 4th volume. We've obtained the 4th volume in another playthrough. Give us a piece that I've not yet have discovered within a previous playthrough. Right before it's covered in thick fog. The atmosphere is very gloomy. It feels like something is about to happen at any moment. I've goosebumps all of a sudden. Goosebumps. I should finish my investigation quickly and leave. Yeah, probably for the best. For one's own sanity. The inside of the warehouse is absurdly empty. I notice some clutter and tools, but they don't seem useful right now. I turn my head away, so I've only gathered one monster info so far, which is not what you would call good. We need more than just that. Okay, I spot a long metal box. Another rusty lock one. Do I need a key for this? I don't think I can open it just yet. I should have a look around. Well, it's a lock rather than a padlock, to say the least. But where can I find something that will help me out? Looking there again? Certainly empty. Some tools. Yeah, wait a minute. I suddenly remember the rusty lock I couldn't open before. I think I might be able to open it with one of the tools in here. A hammer. Lovely. Alright, this should do the trick. I turn around, hammer in hand. And then we go back to a box. I lift up the hammer. If this hammer doesn't crack the lock, I mumble to myself and bring down the hammer with all my might. Ah. Boing. It kind of lagged there. The hammer hits the rusty lock in just the right spot. Okay, the lock is broken. Perfect. Nothing to stop me from taking a look at what's inside now. I toss the hammer aside and carefully start opening the box. It's a book giving off an ominous vibe, sorry. One thing I do notice is that sometimes it only gives you 2 monster infos, whereas other times it can give you 3. So maybe noting down like the number of monster infos per location gives you can give you the maximum amount of evidence possible. Undead Survey Diaries Volume 2. These are the writings of a novelist who conducted research regarding the undead. Villagers appear to have gathered info on the undead with the help of these diaries. I see. Yeah, I think this is important evidence, sorry. I put the book in my bag. Should I keep looking around? No, this is it. I looked around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. So only 2 pieces of monster info there. That's all for now. So what can we do with this monster information? Which record? So this one is Animal Sacrificed. Undead. Let's look at this. Samont. Good. Speak Samont. Lovely dovely. Okay, we're done with river, forest, abandoned school, and lake as unique locations in which we have explored. Abandoned village is the last one. Hey, abandoned church. I think that's where we were some point ago with Hana. I go to the church of the abandoned village. And here we are. Oh gosh. Looks like a iron bar and one of those... I forgot what tools they were used, or what the tool is called, but you can wind it up and down, and there's a spanner. A small church in the center of the abandoned village, once a place of worship, it is now desolate and a messy shell of its former self. The church's appearance suits the village in a strange way. A place abandoned by God, next to people who have abandoned God. The circle closes. I'm not here to think about the intricacies of faith. I mumble something to myself and look around. I can see signs of villagers coming and going. They look recent. I can't afford to miss any clues or hints, no matter how small. Exactly, let's look at this first. This is a really big cross. This cross must be the spot where people once prayed. Now it's nothing more than another worthless object in this god-forsaken place. Destroyed and defiled as if to curse God himself. For a short moment, I'm lost in thought about how things must have been once. But then I shift my gaze, as one does. There is an old chair. I take a look around, but can't find anything of note. Okay, what about the books down here? I look at the scattered papers. More Satanism. It's a rather lit-up skull there. There's a magazine that stands out from the rest of the papers. Monthly Magic. An occult magazine. Monthly Satanism, you mean? Should I really take it with me? Yes, I'll take it just to be sure it could prove useful. Exactly. It could be proven very useful indeed. Let's see now. There's a TV that seems really out of place. I look at the TV and then turn my head. Okay, the next time we see Hana is going to be at a time when we haven't seen her before. I look at the knocked over cabinet. Alright, what have we got here, sorry? Then I open it with great effort to find. Something falls out. What's this? And that is more... Oh, it's about the succubus, isn't it? Succubus Summoning Diaries Volume 6. A visible location of where the succubus did their misdeeds. If they're the succubus, that is, and not a human. It's the story of a nobleman who tried to summon a succubus. If this nobleman actually succeeded, his research could contain a vast amount of helpful information. I put the book in my bag. These findings will help me greatly. Should I keep looking around? Yes, we should. We should. Open up the paper box with great care. And there's nothing here, damn it. Not that I had high expectations to begin with. Come on, you should always have high expectations. Because then when you find it, you feel pleased. But then again, saying that if you have low expectations and if nothing happens, then you're not disappointed. It's just to be expected. A small chest with 6 drawers. Open them up one by one. The other drawers are empty. But within the third one is a unique book. Ah, it's about the succubus again, isn't it? Yep, Succubus Summoning Diaries Volume 1. It's a story of a nobleman who tried to summon a succubus. If this nobleman actually succeeded, his research could contain a vast amount of helpful information. These findings will help me greatly. And to do that, I need to put the info into my bag. There's a box in the corner that stands out. Monthly Magazine. Erotic depiction. Oh gosh, okay. Of a woman. Magic Monthly. Isn't it? Monthly Magazine. Not too sure. Guess I'll read it through. Right, let's see. More monster info would be very appreciated. Because then if we... Actually, what I should do is just comb over my previous recordings and see which locations has 3 monster info locations. Sorry. I found a very old looking book in the corner. And we've got asthma. I brush off a thick layer of dust and take a close look at the book, and its content appears to be religious, but the whole thing is written in English. That won't be of much help. Well, it will be. Just give me the book, and I'll be able to give you some... Oh, and it's a letter. Something is sandwiched between the book's pages. I wonder if that's how it's depicted in... Not depicted, but translated, or originally written in Korean. And that is like, oh, this book is written in English, I can't read this. So I guess sandwiched between the book's pages. Looks like handwritten notes by the religion's priest. Very interesting, this could be helpful. Useful. I'll make sure to grab the notes. Should I keep looking around? Nope, that's it. We only got 2 monster info from this place. Thank you. But I couldn't find anything else. That's all for now. What can we get from this? Monster info. Succubus, both of them. So, fear and terror. That doesn't really help. Wait, what? Oh, fear and terror. So it's just fear. Oh, the other one's deception. Abandoned village. Okay. And abandoned school. The first case was at the forest. And this one's at the village. Fear and village. this one could be the succubus, but we have to find out more before putting down any assumptions here. I took too long, I should go before the villagers find out. I think that is one thing that could be like a predictable pattern, is how much monster info can you gather from one particular place? Is Hana... Oh, I love how that's one of the bulletins that we put for her. Okay, lawyer, dad framed, partners. Is she okay? We're gonna go and see if she's okay. Hey gosh, I go see Hana. As I get close to the abandoned village, all sorts of negative thoughts make me walk faster. It appears the villagers haven't been able to find Hana, but still, I can't have a picture of a worst case scenario. I wonder if she's alright. I think she will be, considering the fact that there probably is an ending of Hana in this game. At least 2. Hi there.
준성 씨,
Hi there, Hana.
살아있네요?
Yes, and so are you, and how's your ankle? Hearing Hana's voice fills me with a sense of relief. I'm truly glad that she's safe, and the wave of negative emotions I had felt now calmly subsides. I quietly let out a satisfied sigh and approach Hana. Am I still alive? What kind of greeting is that?
해본 말이에요.
What about yourself? I get the impression this is Hana's sense of human. So, humor, sense of human. She's made quelps like this in the past, but I still don't know or quite know how to react. Maybe it's just me. Friendly pranks and banter aren't really my strong suit.
뭐야, 얼굴 좀 펴요. 살아남았잖아요?
Yeah, I'm just perplexed about your kind of way of thinking, Hana. Her tone is a lot more casual than previously. Actually, it's even more than that. She seems really happy. Amazing. Now I actually feel a little silly for having worried so much. Well, I guess I'm still breathing.
엄청 냉랭하시네.
Says one who tased me at the beginning of the
내
game.
걱정도 안 했나 봐요.
Of course I did. Are you kidding me? Really? I was worried to death. Exactly. That got you thinking.
뭐야, 저한테는 흥분하면 반말한다고 뭐라고 하시더니. 준성 씨도 똑같네요, 뭐.
Yep. No, that's just now. That was.
이럴 거면 그냥 서로 말 편하게 할래요? 나이 차이도 없어 보이는데.
Does that matter right now about the age? I mean, we're both adults. Whatever floats your boat.
알겠어. 왜?
What the hell? How is she so energetic and in such a good mood after everything that happened? Never mind. So anyway, how's your ankle?
이거
Hana raises her ankle and moves it around in circles like it's no big deal at all.
보시다시피
Okay, what about the other ankle? And you're sure you're okay? You can even move back there.
좀 쉬고 나니까 괜찮아졌어. 애초에 큰 부상도 아니었고.
Okay, I'm glad of that.
그보다 이걸 좀 봐.
Hana hands me some pictures. I take my eyes off of her ankle and take a closer look. That's... Did you find that at the town hall?
맞아. 겨우 그것만 챙겨서 나왔어.
It's better than nothing, I can say that at the very least.
갑자기 사람이 나타나는 바람에.
Just appeared, poof, out of thin air. Out of thin air?
그게 뭐라고 설명해야 할지 모르겠네. 좀 이상한 얘긴데 말이야.
But Hana pauses and looks at me. Without words, her gaze clearly implies don't look at me weird no matter what I just said. So I simply nod.
사람이 벽에서 흘러나왔어.
It's one of the disciple thingies.
사제복을 입은 사람.
Priests.
아니.
Priest robe.
사람이 맞는지도 잘 모르겠지만.
One of those guys. Yep, one of them. Images of it dressed in a hooded robe flashed before my eyes. As I'd already assumed, the horrifying sight of it was what suddenly made Hana run away.
벽에서 갑자기 그런 게 튀어나오니까 생각할 겨를이고 뭐고 없더라고. 지금 생각해보니 벽에 아마 비밀 통로 같은 게 있었던 것 같네.
I don't think that's the case. I think that's just one of its abilities that can phase through walls. No, it's definitely not. I witnessed it phasing through the wall as well. But I don't think that's something I should be discussing.
그래도 얼굴이 너무 무서웠어.
Yep.
시체 같기도 하고 인형 같기도 하고.
I don't think either of those. Just more like a undead beast. Maybe some sort of makeup? Face painting for a religious ceremony?
화장이라.
Mm-hmm.
그럴지도 모르겠네.
Not sure.
이 얘긴 그만하자.
And?
우선 어디 좀 들어갈까? 밖에서 이러지 말고.
Okay, I nod. Hannah's right. Let's not focus on war-phasing satanic demons for now. But I want to focus on that. We enter the abandoned house together. First of all, I spread out all the pictures on the floor and set down next to them. Hannah looks around and pulls up a chair to sit down nearby.
괜찮겠어?
What do you mean?
의자...
What about a chair?
아니야, 아무것도.
Okay, you think about my well-being. I look at Hannah because she's been unusually considerate, then focus my attention on the pictures. This one's from August 20th. The villagers in it all have smiles on their faces. It's like a completely different place, and there's no fog anywhere. The next picture is taken on September the 18th. It also shows the villagers. It still looks bright and there's no fog. However, something about it looks different from the previous picture. Maybe that's simply because it's a different group of people? Now for the final one, taken on October 19th. There's definitely more what you would call clouds around. A strange, ominous atmosphere prevails, much like the village's current state. In this picture, the whole place is already covered in fog. I look back and forth between the pictures to compare them. Is there anything useful that we can learn from these three pictures? Well, I think the overall colour changes over time, but I can't see anything that is wholly different about them. But then again, there's more blurriness in the second and third image, which can give some kind of distortion. What's said? Like, what's said on the banners themselves? Like, I can't read Korean, but there could be different things.
이분이야.
What's him? Hannah points to a man in the picture dated August 20th. Who, this guy?
이분이 권상현 아저씨야.
Oh, that's either your friend or your father. Oh, yeah? Wait, what?
깜짝이야.
Of course I am. So that right there is Sun Hyun Kwan, who went missing? Wait a second, so the day Shane Hyun disappeared,
8월 10일.
August 10th. I look at the picture again. The date is clearly shown on it, August 20th. Okay, let me just think about this for a moment. Stan Hyun disappeared on August 10th. The police are treating this as a murder case. The picture that clearly shows him was taken on August 20th. This proves we need to take another look at when he went missing. This clearly proves... That doesn't prove anything, actually. Because the incident date... Wasn't it some point afterwards? Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong, but Shang Hyun's disappearance. We know that Shang Hyun went missing on August 10th. But if this is dated August 20th, he went missing later than previously assumed.
무슨 얼빠진 소리야? 20일에 이 마을에 있는 게 증명됐다면 더 이상 실종이고 뭐고 아니잖아?
But when somebody is found, usually it's reported that they're no longer missing. Oh, Hannah's very direct explanation brings me back to my senses. My focus on disappearance itself isn't the right approach. That's not the important thing here. Oh right, let me explain again. The accusations against your father are based on Xian Hyun supposedly having been killed on August 10th. However, it shows Xian Hyun was alive as well on August 20th, which means the picture is proof of your father's innocence.
그래, 증명되는 거지.
Only now do I realise how relieved and at ease Hannah looks. This explains why she's in such a playful good mood today. Hannah's father, Takian, is suspected of having murdered his friend Shanhyun. However, Shanhyun came to this place after having disappeared, and there's even photographic evidence of it. Shanhyun wasn't killed at all. Hannah had managed to find conclusive evidence that her father isn't a murderer. So, what happens now? Is it over just like that? Do I hug Hana, celebrate and then move on? With things having been solved so suddenly, I feel like my whole timing's been thrown into disarray.
준성 씨가 볼 땐 어때?
What do you mean?
사진 말이야, 사진. 이거 마을 사람들이 멀쩡하던 때의 사진이잖아.
Yep.
준성 씨가 찾던 실종자들의 얼굴과 일치하냐고.
Oh, from the missing cases. That could be interesting, actually. Oh, I'll focus again and look at the pictures. Seeing these faces, I recall the matching names of those that went missing. Dakian Choi, Sumi Choi, Jamin Park, Yeonshik Kim, Jaewon Oh. Of course, there are some people I don't recognize, like Zhang Hyun, but in some cases I remember the face but can't put a name to it. Still, quite a few of the people on there are among the ones I'm looking for, though I was prepared for that being the case. My hands still tremble a little. You're right. These are the missing people I'm looking for. I'm sure of it.
그럼 역시 그 사람들은 실종된 게 아니라
They all came to this village for a purpose. Their strange religion made them all gather right here at Hope Hill Village. Hannah looks like she's thinking hard about something. Though we have already suspected as much, it is quite shocking that all these people appear to have gathered here voluntarily.
외부와의 연락은?
No, unfortunately not. The fog has made it impossible. No, nothing yet.
그래?
Yeah.
어쩔 수 없지.
Yeah, it's just us two.
일단은 이 안개가 걷히기를 기다려야겠네.
Yep.
안개가 걷히는 대로 바로 나가자.
That's a good idea.
준성 씨나 나나 나가서 할 일이 쌓였잖아.
Hannah is proposing that we leave together once the fog clears. I don't know what to think about all of this just yet. Is this really it already? Everything solved? Just like that? Could it be all so simple? Nah, nothing about the supernatural is simple. I should accept my luck at this point. But there's something in the back of my head keeping me from being content with how things are right now. Even ignoring abstract concepts such as instinct and intuition, something just doesn't feel right.
왜 그래? 표정이 안 좋은데.
It's not that I'm not happy, it just feels like something's out of place. Like we have 9 of the 10 pieces on the puzzle put together, but there's still that 10th piece that we need to find. I take another look at all the pictures again. There's something that's not noticeable at first glance. Something about these pictures really bothers me. Hannah, have you ever seen any young people around here?
젊은 사람?
Yes. Hannah looks confused, like she's never given it a thought before. Something's not right. Look at the pictures. There are no young people anywhere. At first I thought they just didn't want to be photographed, but now that I think about it, I've never seen anyone young walking around Hope Hill Village. Like us two, for example, and the other supposed monsters.
그건 확실히.
Yeah, like young people are a rarity here. Hannah appears to think about, but seems hesitant. Seeing her so serious makes my focus shift. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. No, I think it's good that you said it. In her head, Hannah is already thinking about getting out of here as soon as the fog clears. What if my weird suspicions only raise unnecessary doubts in her mind? My main focus right now should be getting out of it, not playing detective. You know what? Just forget it. It's probably nothing.
잠깐만.
What are you thinking, Hannah?
준성 씨, 혹시 그거 기억해?
Do I remember what
우리
exactly?
회관에 숨어 있었을 때 마을 사람들이 하던 대화.
Conversation. The villagers back at the town hall talked about something. Kind of think of it. One thing they talked about really stuck out to me. A comment about Mr. Park. But that's just one person. I heard them mention the words ritual and salvation. A salvation ritual? By the way, about the other thing. Huh? Oh, you mean, yeah. How do they even do it? Don't concern yourself with that. They do their own thing, let them be. Better to stay out of it. Isn't that obvious? Isn't it about the ritual? All about the ritual? Well, anyway, young folks these days lack true faith. That's just the facts. Don't even say that. Those poor lost souls. I pray for their salvation. I'm certain they said something about young people and their salvation.
맞아. 역시 기억하네.
There was something they said that really bothered me. I have a bad feeling about this. A salvation ritual for the young, who are nowhere to be seen anywhere here. So the salvation ritual could only apply to Junseon Park and the 5 possible dates of the game. What the hell are these cultists trying to accomplish here?
신경 쓰여. 조사해봐야겠어.
Exactly, we need to look in this. Yes, but...
그렇지만?
If I do this, will I be able to finish my own investigation in time? Never mind, it's nothing. There's no other way. I'll gather as much information on this as my strict schedule permits. So, thinking about all the various ways things could go wrong makes me nervous. I loosen my collar a little. Well, alright then. Let's do this. Now our next step should be... Hana? Why are you looking at me like that? I look down at my body, but I don't notice anything off about my usual mildly attractive self. What is it? Hana, what's wrong?
잠깐만 있어봐.
What about... Hold on a second. Why are you... What the... Hana touched my neck and a tingling sensation washes over me. This strange feeling makes me take a step back.
가만히 있어. 가시 박혀 있잖아.
Oh, okay, you've got a thorn stuck in there. For real?
칠칠치 못하게 어디서 박혀온 거야?
No clue, but I didn't feel it.
아니, 이걸 몰랐어?
Nope. Maybe from some tree branch?
그럼 바로 알았어야지.
Stop it, Hana. Hana grumbles and reaches out to my neck
조금
again.
아파도 참아.
It's like that one scene from Shrek, you know, trying to get something out of Shrek, but Shrek wouldn't allow Princess to grab it out, so therefore Donkey was the perfect distraction. While she's still speaking, Hana pulls the thorn out of the side of my neck. This is painful, but my masculinity is at stake. Of course. Oh. Now that's it out. I can feel that it was stuck in there way deeper than I'd assumed. It's a large one. I wonder where the hell it came from.
이야, 잘 참는데?
Thanks. It's like one of the first times I've seen you smile, Hana. For goodness sakes. Actually, this whole day she's been smiling largely. Compared to some of the pain I've been through, this is child's play. Don't act like that. I instantly regret my tough guy antics. Exactly. Don't act like something that you're not.
이미지 깨지게 웬 허풍이람. 준성 씨, 그런 면도 있었어?
I'm not one of those guys. Damn, what's the right answer? Should I just play it smooth and tell her this is just how all manly men are like? Oh man.
어쨌든 할 일은 명확해졌네.
Exactly.
젊은 사람들의 행방을 찾아보자.
Yep.
그리고 그 구원 의식이 뭔지를 알아야겠어.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Then I'll start my investigation from within the village like last time.
그래. 뭐 찾으면 여기에서 만나?
Exactly.
나뭇가지 각별히 조심하고.
And promise me not to wrestle with any branches again.
해본 말이야.
Thanks. I know.
그럼 먼저 간다.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Hana walks away. I watch her as she's leaving. What's this? From here, it looks like Hana is moving a little awkwardly. Her ankle. Does it still hurt? I tilt my head and try to get a better look at Hana's ankle. I'm not sure. I can't quite tell, and I could very well be mistaken. It doesn't take long before Hana's completely out of my field of view. I turn around and think about how much time, or rather how little I have remaining. Time is scarce. Will I be able to find information about the missing young people? If I can't, how do I persuade Hana to stay with me? With these thoughts running through my mind, I start walking. Time to head to my next destination. Ooh-ah. Ache this time. Okay. This was... I presume this is the 4th site on our first playthrough. So it could just be something which we've already done before, although this time it could be animal sacrifice rather than doll summoning. Nope, it's one of the other murder sites. Oh, it's still the doll summoning. And it's pierced as well. Yikes. Nothing new here to see. Nothing new here to absorb from the previous playthrough. Yeah, there's definitely one that appeared in our second playthrough, but not in our first one. Let's write our 6th tag for our favourite friend in this playthrough, Hana. Okay, I should go see Hana. Before I meet up with Hana, I go over all the information I have so far. I hate to say it, but there's not actually much information to speak of. I'm embarrassed at the thought of meeting with Hana like this. Maybe I should take the time to have another look around. In that case, where should I go? There's not a lot of time left. Village Street? Hang out in front of a motel. I think the Village Street could be the most open-ended one. I should head out and hit the streets. For a place as small as this, there are usually quite a few people wandering around. I'll make up my mind and head for the main street. And here... Alright, I can't lose track of time. I have to keep that in mind. I'll gather info as quickly as I can and then meet with Hana straight away. People having a conversation seems the most logical. Listen in on the villagers standing in the street. I carefully eavesdrop on a conversation two men are currently having. Books? The books martyrs have to study. You really don't know? Not really. I don't even know books like that existed. I recently bought one myself, actually. At first glance, they may look like regular novels, but we look at it more closely, there is actual information about demons. So you've been studying up on magic and demons that way? That's right. Summoning demons and then being martyred is a complicated process. It only works if you memorize every little detail. Damn, martyrdom isn't easy, that much is clear. I thought I just had to die, you know. The two men walk away until I can't hear them talking anymore. Pursuing them further seems too dangerous. I stop following them and turn the other way. Sounds like those martyrs they've mentioned are the mangled corpses that have been popping up around here. That's definitely interesting, but it's not much help right now. Guess that's that. Not much I can do now. It's disappointing, but I can't waste any time moping. Right, there is a guy standing out in the open. I decided to try a more courageous approach in order to uncover new information. I approach a villager who's standing there all by himself. He appears to be looking for something. Hey, how are you? Oh, hey. Hello, I'm fine. Did you lose something? I saw you looking around. Ah, I see. No, it's nothing really. I brought some magazines to this town, but these people simply never returned them once they're done reading them. I was told somebody dropped one of them around here, so that's why I'm looking around. A magazine, you say? Yeah, it's called Monthly Magazine. Pretty interesting read. Some people, I get borrowing it to have something to read up at work, but at least give it back afterwards. After finishing his sentence, the man starts looking around again. Hey, are you near around? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm pretty busy, so let's talk some other time. Looks like I won't get anything else out of him. Damn. I can't afford to waste time moping around or turn away. It's time already. Time is running out. I wasn't able to get useful information, but oh well. There's nothing I can do about that now. I shouldn't keep Hana waiting. I don't think the other option would have yielded much results. Having done my best to find clues, I make my way to the abandoned village. Despite my efforts, I didn't find any clues regarding the whereabouts of all the young people of all this salvation business. I know for a fact that the people here are the missing persons I've been looking for, but beyond that, I don't really know anything at all. And here we are again. I arrive at the abandoned village. Although I tried, I have nothing to show for it. Hana? You there? Hana?
여기야.
Ah, you're inside already. I hear a voice coming from inside the building. Looks like she chose to wait inside this time. Following her voice, I enter the building. Hello. The first thing I see upon entering is Hana sitting on a chair. I glance at the chair next to her, but end up leaning against the wall as always. This is just one big mess. I tried so hard but wasn't able to gather anything useful. Hana turns to me and I'm scared of her potentially questioning me about my inability. Her expression remains unchanged, like she never expected me to find anything in the first place. It's such an intimidating sight, but I choose to ask her something first. So, did you find anything new while investigating the outskirts?
아니, 없었어.
Damn. so it looks like neither of us.
야, 그런데 마을 내부에서 정보가 나오더라고.
Really? Okay.
어떤 개털께선 못 찾은 모양이지만.
Well, that's... Damn it, just tell me what you found out, please.
혹시 관리 부재라고 들어봤어?
Administration. Yeah.
마을에서 사람들이 하는 말을 엿듣다가 알게 된 거야. 이 마을에 관한 모든 일은 관리 부재라는 직책을 맡은 사람이 관리 담당하는 모양이더라고.
Which could be referred to as the devil himself.
그래서 그 관리 부재가 어디서 일하는지 알아봤는데, 준성 씨, 마을 근처 숲에 성당 있는 건 알지?
Yep. A church, you say?
참 믿음직하다고 생각되면 한 번씩 초를 친다니까.
Yeah, it all seems rather cryptic, so I can understand that. So what did you overhear?
마을 근처 숲에 성당이 있어. 거기 집무실이 있는데 관리 부재는 거기서 일하고 있고.
So you want us to check out that? And you think there could be clues about the mysterious lack of young people there?
그럴 확률이 높다고 봐.
That's all I need to hear. I'll stop leisurely, lean against the wall and straighten up. Alright, let's do this. You know how to get there, right? Lead the
좀
way.
진정해. 지금은 못 가니까.
How comes? What do you mean can't go?
내가 알아본 스케줄대로라면 방금 전부터 미사를 시작했을 거야.
Ah,
사람들이 꽉 들어찼을 텐데 거길 가려고?
maybe not. Hannah's words managed to crush my eagerness in an instant. Well, then maybe we... My head is spinning. I'm constantly aware that time is running out. This pressure is getting to me. I need to figure out how to use this limited time in the most optimal way. As all kinds of adventurous ideas fill my mind, I can feel Hannah's gaze lift my head.
그럼 얘기라도 좀 할래?
Yep, I'm sorry. Hannah gets up without saying anything and props up the chair that's on the ground. I'd actually thought about sitting on it myself before, but it just looks too damn dirty. Hannah starts dusting the chair off with her handkerchief. Hey, wait, it's way too dirty for that. Hannah ignores my concerns. She brushes off all the dust and then sits back down on her chair while exhaling weakly. Her ankle, yes, I can see that her ankle still moves unnaturally. Hannah even frowns a little while sitting down. It's clearly painful. It's not just some minor injury after all.
자, 앉아.
The whole situation is a little overwhelming. I keep looking back and forth between Hannah, her ankle in the chair she's prepared. Then I slowly walk up and sit down next to her. So, what do you want to talk about?
그냥 이것저것.
Okay.
앞으로 어떻게 할 건지.
What do you mean what we're going to do?
라던가?
Okay. Isn't our goal clear already? We both think it's strange, but there are no young people here. They may have simply left, sure, but this whole salvation stuff worries me. If this salvation ceremony turns out to actually be something terrible, we have to do something about it, right? Hannah, what's with that look?
준성 씨는 내가 만났던 언론인들이랑은 좀 다른 것 같아.
In what ways am I different? I'm sorry, different how?
내가 만난 언론인들은 남의 기사를 받아쓰거나 아니면 자극적인 제목에 매달리거나
Yes.
진실보단 이슈에 집중된 기사만 쓰려고 했거든.
But we love the truth.
사실 그런 게 편하긴 하지? 사람들은 진실보다는 화제성에 집중해주니까.
Not everyone is like that, though.
내가 소리 높여 주장했던 아버지의 알리바이 따위 범인을 이미 정해놓고 욕하는데 열중하는 사람들에겐 아무 필요도 없는 이야기였던 거지.
Yeah, that is unfortunately the truth. There are lots of things in our headlines today that have been shaped and manipulated, so that those who don't know anything are sculptured to have their opinions in a certain way.
언론인들 입장에선 날 목격자보단 아버지를 감싸느라 거짓말을 늘어놓는 딸로 만드는 게 훨씬 이득이었던 거야. 정리하자면 그쪽이 화제성을 만드는 면에서 월등했다는 거지.
Correct. So Hosek Cho, or rather all the journalists who covered this, are guilty of this calculated misinformation. I wasn't even aware in any of that coverage, Yet I still can't help but feel guilty.
우리 아버지의 과거 범죄 경력도 그래. 아버지가 과거 살인으로 복역했던 건 사실이야. 하지만 조금만 더 깊이 조사해보면 그 안에 어떤 진실이 숨어있는지 금방 알 수 있을 텐데.
What did he... Like, what were the conditions that he was under for him to commit murder?
그 사람들은 아무것도 하지 않았어.
What's the truth? What really happened?
우리 아버지는 날 지키려 했을 뿐이야.
Self-defense?
딸을 위해 목숨을 걸었다가 사고에 휘말린 것뿐.
Wow. Hana pauses for a moment. After having made up her mind, she starts unraveling her past. At the time, Hana was still in elementary school. After school, she would always stay at the school's playground all by herself. She was there on that particular day too. The other kids playing there left one after the other. As always, Hana remained at the playground all alone. It was then that a college student approached Hana. Oh gosh, the student pulled out a weapon and threatened Hana, all while trying to force her to... Nah, that's horrible. Young and terrified, Hana was unable to put up resistance. However, the student's vile crime was thwarted. Hana's father had come to the playground to pick her up. A fight broke out. The student swung his knife at Hana's father, who stepped back to avoid the attack. During this attack, the knife got dropped. The college student rushed to grab the knife again, and Takian managed to grab him by the wrist. Takian wanted to control the student's wrist and tried to twist his arm. The student, however, did everything in his power to clung to the knife. Entangled, the two men rolled around on the sand, back and forth, back and forth. By the time fighting ceased, the sand and dirt on the floor was drenched in red. Panicked and still filled with adrenaline, Hana's father stood up, but the student did not. The knife was deep in his chest, and after a few shallow gasps, he died right there on the spot. The student happened to be the only child of an opposition member of the National Assembly at the time. Takian was quickly arrested as a murderer. In the ensuing trial, all testimony saying the college student had attempted to... Yeah. That's real bad. Like, real bad. When money comes first before the truth, that is so vile. Rather than taking the actual circumstances into account, the murder was portrayed as premeditated and cruel. That's the hammer going off. Takian got sentenced to 7 years in prison. Ever since then, Takian has been living with a feeling of guilt burdening him. None of that guilt was because of a dead college student. Rather, it was a guilt of being unable to be there as a father for a daughter who had saved for 7 whole years. Once he got released, Takian gave up everything else and dedicated his whole life to supporting Hana, who saw him shed tears for the first time when she successfully passed the bar exam. The two of them had been through hell. They thought all this pain was finally over. None of them have ever expected something so bad would happen again.
내가 왜 변호사가 됐는지 알아?
I look at Hana without answering.
아버지 같은 억울한 사람이 없었으면 하는 바람에서였어.
Yeah.
단 한 명이라도 내 힘으로 구할 수 있다면.
Then that was worth it.
그래서 아버지 같은 사람이 또 나오는 걸 막을 수 있다면. 오직 그걸 바라보며 살아왔는데.
Now she has to go through all that again.
세상에 준성 씨 같은 언론인들이 많았다면 우리 아버지가 또 이런 아픔을 겪지 않았을 텐데 말이야. 그렇지?
A journalist like me, she says. I don't even know what to say and simply bow my head. We both stay silent for quite a while. Only the wind's angry breeze occasionally cuts through the silence prevailing in the abandoned house. Let's go. I stand up.
어딜? 아직 미사 안 끝났는데?
Not there. I look at Hana, who keeps pretending not to know what I mean. I point a finger at her ankle. Do you plan on just leaving like that? To my surprise, Hana doesn't seem embarrassed or anything. Maybe she didn't mean to hide it. Instead, she looks at me with a questioning face.
그래서 어딜 가자고?
Where do you think we're going? Infirmary? Does it hurt?
조금.
I paused for a moment. I wonder how she even managed to get here. To my shock, her ankle is more severely swollen than I expected. I can't believe she's been walking around like this all this time. I guess that's why her ankle looks the way it does. It only got worse over time. I do what I can with the first aid supplies I always carry with me, but what she really needs is rest. I meticulously wrap a bandage around Hannah's ankle.
원래 이런 걸 들고 다녀?
I'm out in the field quite often, so yeah, better safe than sorry.
고생하네.
That's what news trace stands for. Things may not always go well, but at least I'm doing the best I can with whatever I have. I find myself talking too much and shut my mouth. Talking about work always fills me with a sense of pride that can come across as way too arrogant. And there you go, all done. Yep, don't try and move around too much. Hey, don't move around yet. Do I have to explain how a bandage works to you?
고마워.
I cough a little and I can't help but feel proud as I stand up again. You wait until the ankle's healed. Promise? I'll handle the whole church thing, so just rest. That means no moving around at all.
알았어. 미안. 자꾸 짐이 되는 것 같네.
You're only being a slight burden if you don't be honest about your injury. You're not, just accept that, okay? You what?
그랬어.
It's just what? You heard me. I tried to imitate Hannah's usual attitude and her way of speaking as best I can.
죽는다?
Yes, because you only can kick from one leg. Hannah's mood seems improved to some small degree at least. Seeing her like this makes me feel a little relieved. Alright, I'll be on my way then. Don't go anywhere.
조심해, 준성 씨. 조금 이상하다 싶으면 바로 도망쳐. 알겠지?
Exactly, and we promise not to trip over anything that will cause our ankle to swell up. I respond to Hannah's concerns by nodding affirmatively. Oh, dar. Is it next door to Mina's room? As I step out, I think about this meeting with Hana. It feels like an absolute overflow of new things. This administration thing, Hannah's past. Also, Hana seems to view me a certain light. She seems to think I'm clinging to this case out of a sense of duty. Truthfully, it's hard to tell what my frame of mind was before I came here. I don't know if I was ever the man she thinks I am. Did I only pick up this case for my own personal gain, as a way to make up for my previous failure? And did I honestly ever ask myself how much impact an article can have on someone's life and family? Whew, one small sigh is enough to answer all of my self-doubting questions. It's not even up for debate. I'm nowhere near as proud and dutiful as Hana thinks I am. I shake my head while thinking about all the missing young people. Whatever it takes, I want to find them before I leave this place. I want to protect them from whatever dangers and horrors they might face, not for my own gain, or because of a false sense of honor, only for their safety, that's all exactly. It's a selfless gain. I take up my phone and check the time. I don't know much about this mass they're holding, but if I go to the church now, I run the risk of wasting time. I should take care of some other things first. There's still a lot of work left for me to do around town. Exactly, we can go there at another point in time. There's still some time left. Who should I visit? Somebody else! The abandoned building in the abandoned village. I go to the abandoned building. I think we're all abandoned in their own ways, you know. I come to a halt in front of the abandoned house. I have this gut feeling. Something about this place bothers me. I know what's been bothering me. There are clear traces of people who haven't been here recently. This is where I'll look around today. And more things to uncover and explore. I look around the drum barrel. As expected, there is nothing inside. What about around it? Huh? As I step away, I spot something behind it. I lift up slightly. Vampire Hunter's Record 2. Lovely. I don't think this is one I got yet. Or maybe it is. I've been collecting so many books throughout these past 3 playthroughs. It's like, well, are any of these unique at some point? Any point? I see a bag that doesn't belong here at all. Must be something important. Ah, Monster in the World, Nine-Tailed Fox, Volume 2. A book about the mythical fox spirit. Seems like an interesting read, might be worth a look at. I wonder if a book like this be of any help. I should read it when I have the time. Should I keep looking around? Absolutely. There are books scattered around. Something stands out among all of the other books. 666 Party with the Devil People. A fully fledged occult magazine. This magazine could be helpful, so I decided to keep it. Alright, should I keep looking around? Absolutely. We should do that. The book's layout is well thought out and concise. I browse through the book in anticipation, but it's full of drawings and English sentences, so I can't understand. You read in English, though? No, it's just translated to English. I see something on the wall. An old, faded wallpaper or poster of sorts. Can't really make it out. It looks like a bottle, I'm not gonna lie. I'll look at it for a short while, then try again. Try it out again. Open the box. A thick cloud of dust rises out. Asthma again, so much dust. Looking through the dust, I'll look through it. Oh, sorry, look into the paper box again, but I can't find anything useful. Nothing useful from all that. Feeling betrayed by my sleuth instincts. Should I keep looking around? Absolutely. Right, bag. There's a large backpack that seems out of place. Someone's been here recently. And inside the backpack we have the history of Hope Hill Village? Is this a book about this place? I should have a look at this. I mulled to myself and grabbed the book. Yeah, that's really unique. Like the first time we've seen one of those. Still no oh, we've got the vampire record. Let's go. I see a big case. I open the lid, but there's nothing inside. I feel very disappointed and stare at it for a while longer. Then I close the lid and get back up. What about this box? I reach for the wooden box. Ah, the lid rattles. There's an old nail stuck in there at an angle. I just need to pull some back into it. I shake my hands and then grab the lid once more. Using more force, I manage to pull the lid up. Okay, I see I need to apply more. There we go. More clicks. I can hear the wood splintering and breaking apart. Covered in sweat, I take a look in the box. Ah, witch record. Tracking the witch. Lovely. This is second volume. I think, again, we've got this one. Like third, first, mainly odd numbers stick to mind. There's around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. This place does not give us much again. A lot of these only give us 2, but there's an odd location that gives us 3 different ones. That's all for now. Let's see what we can do with the records that we have. We have 3 locations. Lake, village, and forest. So succubus is definitely there. Actually, I should look at the info first. Records. Samant. Okay, that's 2 of them now. That's Samant. Ancient demon tongue. Okay, so ancient language. The old language. That one there, that one there. Got 2 of each one, a size fox spit, which we've only got 1 of. Something with dolls. Animal sacrifice. Okay, we've got 3 or 5 ways of summoning dolls. Samant. Samant animal sacrifice. Samant animal sacrifice. Old language, so this one can't be bewitched. So I'm going to cross that one out because this is old language, that's Samant. Speak Samant, could be undead. Summoned with dolls, can't be fox spirit. Pierces, so it's not vampire. Fear. It's the undead one for the first time. That's it. It has to be that. Fear. Hold on. Undead. Okay, Samant animal sacrifice. We don't know the location, but none of these so far have got forest. Samont Pierces, nope. Village school, can't be succubus. Witch, old language, okay, old language, there, can't be that. Undead covers both of these. Fox spirit, dolls. Samont Pierces. Fear, neither of it has to be. Finally, there's somebody else who's a human this time. This one, I don't think there's enough info, although we can cross out Rin because she can't be the murderer twice. It can't be the witch because this is a doll offering, not an animal one. It can't be. Yeah, we've done that. Dolls could be that. Samont can't be vampire. And succubus, fear, village school. What about fox spirit? It could still be. It's either one of those two. Yeah, it could be either one of those two because we don't know if succubus is doll offering, and we don't know if fox spirit is village or fear. Like, that's so good. There is some randomization after all. I thought the game was somehow transfixed into thinking that Rin should be the only human, for goodness sakes. There we go. We've done it. I took too long. I should go before the villagers find out. Finally! Finally there's some kind of diversity among the monsters. Check office. Right, Hana it is then. Okay, I should go see Hana. Hana mentioned a church located deep into the woods bordering the village. That's where the administration that runs things around here supposedly has its office. I don't know what awaits me there, but I feel like it's where something of great importance is being kept. Indeed. The area surrounding the church is awfully quiet. I hide between the trees and tall grass and carefully observe my surroundings. I can't see a single person nearby, but that doesn't mean to say that we're not inside the church. Quiet as a mouse, I make my way inside the church. Oh, but okay, this is a different church. The inside is just as quiet as the outside. The eerie silence makes me perceive my own footsteps as way too loud. I pause for a moment and look around. The echo of my footsteps slowly dies and silence returns once more. I sigh and resume walking forward. It's a fairly small church, so its structure is quite simple. Each room has its own doorplay, making it easy to navigate. After passing by a so-called indoctrination room as well as a confession room, I arrive at a door. The door plate reads Administrative Office. I look at it for a moment, thinking things through one more time. Then I push open the door. Oh, hello. Alright. There's nobody around right now, but that could change in an instant. I have a quick look around, but then I'm out here. Let's take a look around exactly. Right, let's look at the board here. There's a whiteboard with the administration schedule on it. According to this, administration subordinates are currently in Hope Hill Village. Alright, one quick look, then I'm out of here. Alright. Do we only have a limited amount of... I'll look at the grim picture. A limited amount of clicks, so this sort of gloomy stuff is their taste up. I look at the picture for a while and then turn my head away. Okay. A book, a calendar, tissues. There's a variety of random objects on the desk. I check everything out, but there's no useful info to be found. I'll have to look elsewhere. I look at the pile of papers. Unfortunately, most of them are just blank pages. I'll have to look elsewhere. There's a prayer written on paper. That's of no use to me right now. Right, what about the the bookshelf? I was about to call it a wardrobe. There's a file folder stuck in there that stands out. I'll pull it out to take a closer look. And Heretic Interrogation Report. This unsettling title catches my eye. I take a close look at the file folder. Heresy Interrogation Report. Administration, J. Jim Park, Director of the Heresy Interrogation Office. Interrogator. Zhangyan Quan. Overseer. Hai Jing Yo. We have managed to detain 8 heretics who have attempted to escape. The man named Sun Jian Kim confessed to being the instigator. Dissatisfied with not having been told about the ritual beforehand, he formulated a plan. Mian So Che was complicit and actively encouraged this heretic behavior. The two of them managed to convince the other young believers in the village to follow along. This includes Shun Wo Cho, Shimling Li, Shou Wan Son, Mai Ho Kim, Tai Kong Huan, and Zheng Li. Their escape attempt was thwarted on October 3rd. Their blasphemous sins are severe, having been committed at the most critical period ahead of Mammon's resurrection. However, it is recognized this irrational act of impatience stems from psychological fear. Considering their youth, redemption is still seen as viable. Therefore, the Heresy Interrogation Office deems their souls worthy of being cleansed through removal of their limbs and burning of their physical bodies. That's not cleansing. As soon as the current ritual is finished, the salvation ceremony is to be held for these stray souls. The administration emphasizes once more that order is to be upheld at all times. Cutting off limbs, burning bodies. I knew from the very beginning this religion was BS crazy. However, it has never been so clearly obvious before, seen as they're violently butchering people while genuinely considering the whole thing an act of forgiveness. Also, there's another reveal here that's just as shocking. What was the name of that missing man again?
권상현이라는 분이세요.
Interrogator Sanhyang Kwan. The name of a man Hana's been looking for all this time is in this report, and he's an interrogator. Dear God, I can't imagine how Hana would react to this. I sigh and take a look at one more sheet. This second document contains administrative information about this Heresy Interrogation Office. There's no need for me to look at any of this. Stuff like their electric bill doesn't concern me. However, the address written on there is definitely something that'll prove useful. Yeah, take pictures of it, so that when you go away you have the information on hand, but the physical evidence has not been taken away. I take out my phone and snap a picture of both the interrogation report as well as the address. I fold the files and carefully put them back where I found them. I take a look at the whole office. I was really careful not to leave any traces, so nobody should be able to tell that I was ever here. Aha, as I turn around I realise all of that is merely naive wishful thinking. Oh sheesh, hi there, priest. I scream and fall backwards. Slowly phasing through the wall, there is that sinister hooded entity again. Where on earth did it come from? Gliding through the office's walls, it approaches me. I quickly get up. Oh dear, tentacles made of fog spill out from underneath its robe. I'm still clueless as to what this thing actually is. Then again, I don't need to know anything about this thing to realise I should stay the hell away from it. Time to bounce! I dash out of the office as fast as my legs can carry me. My previous careful and quiet approach is out of the window now. I run towards the church's main entrance at full speed. Crap! One of those priest robe wearing things appears next to me. The sudden shock makes me lose my balance and I fall. No, no, no. Damn it, if I don't get up right now, this'll be where I die. Fortunately for me, it's moving pretty slowly. If I can get past it, I should be able to outrun it and get out of here. I have to hurry before the whole church is covered in fog. Here goes nothing! I jump over the fog that's spreading underneath me. Unable to control my own speed, I run and tumble aside, rolling right through the church's main entrance. Lovely. The element of the element of stealth is going out the window. I keep running and running and running. My vision is blurry, and I arrive back at Hope Hill Village with barely any air left in my lungs. I look behind me. Looks like none of those fiends managed to follow me. I lean against the wall of a nearby building and try to catch my breath. Whew, jeez. I take a look at myself with my phone's front camera. I'm a total mess. If anyone sees me walking around like this, they'll suspect something immediately. I brush the dirt and dry leaves off of my clothes and wipe the cold sweat from my forehead and go inside to have a shower so that we can rid ourselves of this sweat. My legs are still shaking. I put my hands in my pockets and walk towards the motel while trying to look as casual and inconspicuous as possible. I'll be fine as long as I act like nothing happened. Great. Just act like nothing's happened. They arrive at the motel. Hello there. The motel owner looks at me with a sly smirk.
아이고, 오늘도 바쁘시네요.
Indeed it has been, dear motel owner. I look down and head straight for the stairs.
고생하십시오.
Ignoring him is the only right choice here. And alas, I head straight to Hannah's room and knock on her door.
준성 씨야?
That is indeed correct. We used to knock on her door and Mina popping out. Yeah, please let me in quickly. Hannah immediately opens the door. Simply seeing her face already helps put me at ease.
준성 씨, 괜찮아?
I was in an immediately bad situation, but I'm okay now. Let's go inside.
그래. 들어와.
Thank you, Hannah. I enter Hannah's room with trudging steps. And here, finally, I lean against Hannah's wall to stop myself from collapsing right on the spot. With the tension and pressure slowly dissipating, I finally feel how incredibly tired my legs are. I thought I had seen all the crazy this town had to offer, but you're far from wrong. But I never felt this acutely threatened before.
여기 물 좀 마셔.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, you're a lifesaver. Much better.
성당에 갔다 온 거지?
Correct. Hannah gets straight to the point as always. I nod and show her the pictures I took on my cell phone.
이게 뭐야?
I don't answer Hannah. She'll realize what this is once she's done reading through it.
2단 신문관 권상현?
Yep. And I heard the exaggeration of her voice then.
설마 아저씨가?
The two of us stay silent for a moment. I have no idea how to properly move on from here. This whole situation is messed up.
준성 씨, 지금 움직일 수 있지?
What do you mean?
당장 나가야겠어. 이 사람들 이대로 두면 죽을 거야. 그것도 아저씨한테.
You need to think rationally about this. Emotion does not come into play with this sort of thing. Hannah? It's not like I don't understand Hannah's feelings. I want to stop these lunatics just as badly. I don't want to see anyone else get hurt. But we can't.
뭐?
According to the files I've found, this interrogation office is quite far away from this town. There's no way we're getting out of here right now. The fog of this damn ritual are keeping us here. In other words, there's nothing we can do until the 9th day, and that's assuming I survive. But how the hell do I properly explain this to Hannah?
뭐가 안 된다는 거야?
Well, there's no time to complicate things even further. I'll explain the supernatural and try to convince her. We can't get out. I've already tried escaping once. There's no way through the fog. It only leads me in
길
circles.
찾기가 어렵다는 거야?
No, this place is not too hard to navigate. It simply warps you back to a previous point. No, there's literally no way out. No matter how long you walk through a fog, no matter which direction, it always leads back here.
준성 씨, 지금 농담할 때가.
And I'm not saying jokes, Hannah. Trust me, I know what you must be thinking right now. I couldn't believe it either. But you can't doubt the things you've seen with your own eyes, can you? There's more. You saw that hooded man at the town hall. I saw the same thing happen back at the church. Just like in your case. That thing inexplicably phased through a solid wall.
벽을 통과하는 사제복의 남자?
Yep.
내가 잘못 본 게 아니었다고.
He wasn't just imagining things, no. Right. I doubt he waited in some secret passage for ages for his big moment to shine. Agree? I don't know what these things are, but it's safe to say normal humans don't usually ignore walls.
그럼 설마 그때 내가 겪은 현상도?
That one time. Yeah, well, is there something outside? Did you experience something strange?
조사하다가 마을에서 좀 멀어졌었는데
And?
이상하게도 비슷한 장소를 빙빙 도는 느낌이 들었거든.
Right.
그땐 그냥 기분 탓인가 하고 넘겼는데
Nope.
어쩌면 그게 준성 씨가 말한
So exactly, we're
현상일지도
not
모르겠네.
joking, Hana.
그리고 내가 본 벽을 통과하는 사제도 내 착각이 아니라면 도대체 이 마을은
This place is cursed. Hana is at a loss for words. I wait for her to sort her thoughts.
그럼 이 마을에서 나갈 수 없다는 거야?
Not yet. We need to wait for the fog to lift. I think there's a particular moment where we can.
나갈 수 있는 때?
If there was no way out whatsoever, people wouldn't be able to leave here. Even if it's not natural fog, there has to be a moment where it clears up.
그럼 그 때를 맞춘다면 여기서 탈출할 수 있다?
Yep. Correct. I'm still trying to determine the exact moment.
방법이 없네.
What do you mean by no way?
준성 씨 조사를 기다릴 수밖에.
I'm not sure.
이 꼴로 같이 조사하러 다닐 수도 없으니.
You don't think I can handle it?
아니야, 그런 건. 그냥 좀 준성 씨에게 다 떠넘기는 것 같아서.
You feel like a burden and that you feel guilty for not doing part of the work. Stop it, you can't be serious. Think about everything you've done so far. We have gotten nowhere if it wasn't for you.
내가 한 일?
You did an amazing job. Just think about how much you found out all on your own. You don't have to try to solve everything all alone. Sometimes. Sometimes. That's funny. You really think you can handle all of this on your own? Seriously? It's not that we're not listening to you, it's that you simply aren't convincing us. What the hell do you think you have a team of colleagues for? Seok-Hwan Kim's sharp voice echoes loudly in my mind. I really didn't want to hear any of it back then, but now, sometimes, try to rely on a colleague and trust them. When you're tired, your own judgment can suffer. You've worked hard all this time, so rest up and give me a chance to play my part. I try to encourage Hana to trust me by complimenting her efforts. I see the same mistakes I've made in the past, so in a way I'm trying to help myself. I feel it whenever I see Hana. I imagine this must be how my colleagues felt when they saw me trying to do everything on my own. It's the same as her ankle. If you try to tough it out and keep running too hard on your own, you'll simply end up unable to move at all. I'm only now realizing all of this myself.
알겠어. 얌전히 기다릴게.
Even if it makes you feel guilty, Hana, please.
미덥지는 못하지만
Exactly. Doesn't mean you have to like it. I'm sorry?
해본 말이야.
That I did. With a smirk on my face, I stand up. Alright. I'll focus on investigating around here from now on. Just wait here and try not to attract any attention. I'll return here the second I find something.
저기 준성 씨
Yes, Hana?
조심해야 돼.
I'll do my best. Naturally. I smile at Hana and leave the room. Indeed. Phew. I step out into the motel hallway. All my next steps are crucial. Actually, I've known how to get out of here for a long time already. On the 9th day, I can pass through a fog with a woman that I think is human. My focus now shouldn't be on the town itself. The main question is, who's the real human? I look back at Hannah's room. Hana, is she really human? All those things she told me, everything. If she's not human, everything's a lie. I would be devastated. No, you'd be dead. I take another step. If I'm convinced she's human, I'll come back here on the last day. But until then, there's still lots left I have to do around here. Exactly, that is the case in which we're all in. 3 days until the selection commences. 3 days until our suffering is gone. Okay, so no murder case for this day, which is nice. Although the 4th one is always on the day before the selection. So folks, I think we're going to leave things off here at this point in time. It's been a bit of a turnaround on my perception of Hana. I used to think that she was really, I don't know, bossy, encroaching, annoying. But there's a lot more to this than what she simply has as a cover. Like, I think she's the most modest one so far out of all of them. And certainly pulls her weight when it comes to work and stuff like that. Because with Mina, it felt like the majority of her work physically was us, but mentally it was the same. But here, it's kind of like the physical and mental work has been very balanced between the two people. And then on the Witcher side, it feels like almost everything was Sumi's work, except for the second half of the whole ordeal, and then it was more of a case of Sun Jian doing a lot of the work. So with this, it feels like it's the only really stable amount of work between the two parties. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you all in the next time of Novena Diabolos. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.